Namaste, welcome to my channel Health, Wellness and Fun. This is Pratyusha. First of all, thank you all so much for your concerns, messages and requests that you have been pouring in since my last video. I know I have been missing in action for past few months. There were some other works I had to concentrate on, and meanwhile there was so much going on in India, phase 2, wave 2 of COVID and all that. Thankfully, I'm doing fine and my family is doing great. Everything is fine. I'm just back on YouTube now. I was checking all your requests, all your comments. I have to say I feel truly blessed, and I feel grateful that you all are thinking about me and such sweet messages. Thank you so much. I got so many requests to make videos for meal planning, vegetarian meal planning, gestational diabetic meals planning, and what I eat in a day, or even regarding how did I get job in the US. There is large variety of requests I've received in the past few months when I was not making any videos. Especially from the past videos, I decided that going forward I'll make videos in Telugu. But for my gestational diabetic vegetarian meal planning video, which I did in Telugu last time, non-Telugu speaking viewers have requested me to make it in English so that they can also follow. So I thought in this video I will just reiterate the points I shared in the Telugu video in English so that everybody can benefit from it. And also I'll attach a meal planning which will be similar to my last video. I'll attach a meal plan at the end of this video which you can use as a sample meal plan. And what kind of videos do you want to see from me, and do you want me to make Telugu and English combine, or you just want me to keep it Telugu? Please comment in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to make videos for you guys however you want. Before we go into the topic, I request you please click on the subscribe button. Also click on the bell icon so that you get notifications when I post a video. And if you subscribe, do share with your friends and talk to me in the comment section. It really means a lot to me. Okay. First of all, let us discuss what is gestational diabetes and how it affects a pregnant woman. So gestational diabetes is a condition that you might develop in your pregnancy, generally diagnosed by a glucose test, where if your glucose levels, when they do your blood test, if your glucose levels are above certain range, then you are classified as gestational diabetic. There are many reasons why a person can become gestational diabetic during pregnancy. Mainly because you have a family history of diabetes, or you have insulin resistance, so many other reasons that might come into picture. But most of the times we blame ourselves, we blame there are people who comment or something like oh, maybe you should be eating right or something like that. No, trust me, it is not the case. First and foremost, when you are diagnosed with a gestational diabetic, first they are going to do a fasting blood test in which they will determine some numbers. If they are not satisfied with the fasting blood test, they might ask for a 3-hour glucose test or a 2-hour glucose test, in which you're asked to come to the lab on fasting, and then they take your blood sample and then they give you a glucose drink to have, and they take your blood every 1 hour for a couple of hours so that they know how your body is reacting to the glucose, and that is how they determine whether you are gestational diabetic or not. So once you are determined that you are gestational diabetic, you will be getting call from your doctor's office. Either they will, based on your numbers, they might either assign you to a dietitian or a special team that would monitor you throughout your pregnancy. And sometimes it requires medication to manage the gestational diabetic in your pregnancy, and some people don't require any medication. It completely depends body to body, person to person. And as I was saying earlier, do not blame yourself. The first point when you get diagnosed is, if you don't have complete knowledge about gestational diabetic, first thing you think is of guilt, and you think you have done something wrong, you have got this, or you maybe are eating something wrong, or you think about various other reasons, and people around you talking also will not help. So first thing is, do not feel guilty. If it helps to know, I was at my fittest best when I was in my pregnancy. I was lifting weights till my point of pregnancy, and I was in weight training, strength training, yoga, and I was up to the mark, but still I was affected by gestational diabetic, and my doctor told me you can be the fittest person sitting in this room, but you can still be affected by it because you can have a family history of diabetes or various other conditions that would result in it. So first of all, do not worry at all. It is a manageable condition. Do not panic. The next point is, despite of you following a proper diet, exercise and everything, still you might have required some medication because of gestational diabetes. So that is all right. In some cases it will be a medication, in some cases it will be an insulin. Doctor would give insulin injections. So don't panic, don't worry. All these doctors are there to help you, and medicine is there to help you. All we want at the end of the day is to have a healthy baby. So do not worry about it, just follow your doctor's advice. And another point is, as soon as this gestational diabetic is diagnosed, and if you are assigned to a dietitian or any workshop, please do not neglect it. You get a lot of knowledge. I at least gathered a lot of knowledge from it. As soon as I was diagnosed with gestational diabetic, I was assigned to a team of a dietitian and diabetic nurse and everybody. My gestational diabetic was completely managed using diet and exercise. I didn't have to take any medicine or insulin. So when I visited them, they gave me a list of food items that I can eat, with a number of carbohydrates associated with it and everything, so I could do my meal planning accordingly. So when you're diagnosed with gestational diabetic, the main thing is they propose is not to eat at a time in higher quantities. You need to divide your meals throughout the day and eat in low quantities so that your insulin doesn't get spiked when you have heavy food. And also there is a limitation of number of carbs you can take per meal. It differs doctor to doctor, it differs on your body condition. For me, I was given for breakfast, lunch and dinner, I can take somewhere around 35 to 40 grams of carbs. And for snacks, I can take 15 to 20 grams of carbs. I had 3 snacks per day. It was mid-morning snack, mid-afternoon snack and bedtime snack. And I had 3 meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner. So I planned my meals accordingly. I got list of meals saying that for each of the items how many grams of carbs it would be. And I also used some apps like MyFitnessPal, where you can enter your food, and most of our Indian foods are covered there with a number of carbs you can eat and number of macronutrients, everything you can calculate in your MyFitnessPal. So I basically took the help of that, and then I created my own meal plans. And each body reacts differently to a food item. Something that would not spike insulin for me or change numbers for me would affect differently in a different person. So the first 2 weeks after your diagnosis, do not panic. Just it's a trial and error period. That is when you figure out what suits you and what doesn't suit you, and based on that you'll get into that rhythm, and then you'll follow that. And main thing I would say is walking should be your best friend. I walked a lot during my pregnancy. After every meal, after breakfast 30 minutes, lunch 40 minutes and dinner 30 minutes. What I used to do is I was asked to test after I eat the first bite to 1 hour after that. So what I used to do is, when I start eating, I would set my alarm for 1 hour. I would just finish my eating. I was also asked to eat within 10 minutes of starting my food. Within 10-15 minutes I used to eat. Then I used to go for a walk and come back, and by the time the alarm strikes I would be back, and then I would test my glucose. So I was supposed to test fasting after breakfast, after lunch and dinner. So because of which all the time my numbers were in perfect range. There was no problem. And anybody having issues with fasting numbers, the key is to have a high protein bedtime snack, and also do not forget to walk after your dinner. That is very important. After your dinner, just go for a night stroll, just walk for 40 minutes and come back, eat your high protein bedtime snack, and then your fasting numbers also will make a huge difference because of it. Just keep in mind that you need to calculate your carbs, get a hang of it, and walking is your best friend. walk after every meal. You will be perfectly fine, nothing to worry. And with proper guidance and for proper research, you will come out of it with flying colors. And it was very easy for me. I stayed very active during my pregnancy because of this walking, because of gestational diabetic. And as soon as I had my baby, immediately I came back to my pre-pregnancy weight, and everything. So everything happened, and recovery was because I walked so much. The main impact I could see is in recovery. I had an emergency C-section, but even after that, I had a very good and very fast recovery because of how active I stayed during my pregnancy. So please plan your meals in advance. Plan according to your meal chart you are given. Walk after every meal. Walking is your best friend from now on. And I enjoyed my walking times, to be frank, when I was doing all this, because during that walk I used to listen to a lot podcasts, or listen to books, listen to songs, or generally call my parents or friends, talk to them. It was really, I wouldn't even how time passed. I would just finish with one phone call, or listening to one book or something like that, one chapter. It was really helping me, and I was really happy during those walks. Another thing is, invest in good walking shoes. Generally, there are some stores where you can generally those stores manufacture shoes for marathons and stuff like that. So when I did go to one of that kind of stores, where they would measure our feet and see how we walk, and based on that suggest what kind of shoes are right for us. So please invest in a good walking shoes. Do not wear normal chappal or normal everyday footwear and walk. Please invest in a good walking shoes. I used to wear my walking shoes all the time and walk in it. That way you can avoid feet pain or calf pain, and also it will not affect your back also. So invest in a good walking shoes. And another thing is, for breakfast, always try to have high protein breakfast, something like egg on toast, or something, protein shake or something like that. And also for bedtime snacks, always include high protein bedtime snack. There are also many high protein ice creams. I was pregnant in summer, so it was really hard for me with all the heat waves and all going on. So I used to get brands like Skinny Cow or Yeso, frozen yogurt, and all those kind of ice creams, which were high in protein and less in carbs as well. Or I used to make my own popsicles. If you go in my channel, there are videos how to make popsicles. Or you can have Greek yogurt with nuts and strawberries, everything on it. Or you can make fruit chat. I used to cut all the fruit, strawberry, banana, all the fruits, add nuts to it, put little of whipping cream on it, and have whipping cream again isn't as like 1 carb or less than 1 carb. On lunch, I used to do something like rice or roti. I used to mix different kind of flours like almond flour, or I used to have ragi flour roti, or I used to have almond flour roti, or I used to have multi-grain roti. And always ensure that I had Greek yogurt, which is like high in protein. So 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1 roti, 1 curry, and 1 sambar or dal. I used to eat a lot of salads as well with side of my roti, like cucumber. I used to cut lots of cucumber pieces and eat it. And also I drank a lot of water. Keeping ourselves hydrated is very important. And to add some fun to it, I used to add sliced cucumber, watermelon, or mint leaves to my huge jug of water, and I used to have that infused water. It was really good. So don't worry at all. End of my video, check the meal plan and let me know if you need to see any meal recipes or something. I'm happy to share.
This is a meal plan that you can see I'm showing on screen for all days of the week. So for breakfast, lunch, snacks and dinner, you can take a screenshot of this meal plan and also develop other meal plans based on this. If you see here, we are trying to cover all the food groups, not eliminating anything, so that you can get all the nutrients, at the same time keeping it as per the requirements, that it should be a little less in carbs when you eat every meal. So you can take screenshot of these meals, follow this for a week, See and let me know if you need more meal plans like this, wholesome meal plans. I can make them for you. If you need any recipes also, I can make them for you.
So I hope this video has helped you and given you some insight. Talk to me in the comment section. I'll be really happy to talk to you. I feel so happy and so excited to be back on YouTube. Talk to you all soon. Until then, stay safe, take care, ta-ta.